Hey you guys, PJD here. I hope you're all doing well. This is going to be a short video because I'm just sharing with you my top 3 red lipsticks. They all happen to be mattes, but these are also my top 3 red colors. So I just want to share that with you. Down below for each one, you will see the price as well as the drying time. So that will pop up on screen. This is not necessarily a review video because at least 2 out of the 3 I've spoken about in previous videos. So I'll likely have that either linked below or somewhere on screen. So let's get started. And I should note that this is in no particular order. So the first one, as many of you may have already guessed, is Cherry Blossom by Colored Rain. Okay, here's Cherry Blossom on the hand. So you can see the richness of the red. And in a previous video, I swatched Cherry Blossom next to Riri Woo, which is very similar to Ruby Woo from MAC, and it blew it out of the water. Okay, so this is one of my favorite reds of all time. And when I'm talking about my favorite reds of all time, these are the reds that I will repurchase when they're done. There are other reds that may be okay or cute or whatever, but I will not necessarily spend my money to repurchase them. This is getting the automatic repurchase. So Cherry Blossom, nice blue-based red. Now on to the next. Boss Lady from the Lip Bar is up next. And here they are on my hand. This first swatch right here is Cherry Blossom by Colored Rain. Right here is Boss Lady by the Lip Bar. Look at these two. Right? So they could be cousins. They're not twins, but they could definitely be related. And I'm wearing it on my lips right now. I can just tell you right now, feels really smooth going on the lips. It has now. A lot of the Lip Bar lip products have oils in them. That really comes through in the application process because it feels really smooth. All 3 of them that I'm going to show you in this video are all opaque going on. No patchiness whatsoever. This one has a very light application in the sense that it feels quite light on the lips. So that's a great feeling for those of you, especially if you experience irritation with some of the mattes. There you go. So this is Boss Lady, and here's the packaging. I know I showed this in the other video, but I really like it. Very cute. Boss Lady. Can you guess it? Yes, I'm putting this one in the red category because, first of all, it's named Drop Dead Red, and it is red. It's just of the darker kind of brick red family. So this is Drop Dead Red by Too Faced Cosmetics. Here it is on my lips. This one, much like Boss Lady from the Lip Bar, has oils in it. That's kind of the thing that they really want you to see on their box, that they have vitamin E in their lip product. They also have hyaluronic spheres, and that's supposed to be like a way of kind of filling out the lips in a sense. It's not one of those stinging like lip plumpers or anything like that. I also spoke about hyaluronic spheres when we spoke about the Makeup Forever foundation that I showed in the makeup video. But anyway, in this particular product, they have hyaluronic spheres. They claim that this particular lip product can also help to fill in those lines that you have on the lips so they look more just plump and juicy without those little lip lines that many of us, almost everyone, has. Now, I'm going to come a little closer so you can see. And I still see the lines. So let's push that out the window, and I'm showing you this because I'm showing specifically the color. Now, I told you there would be a little something I wanted to tell you about the last one, and it's this. This color can be duplicated, or you can come very close to it. I'll even show you an example of it, which is Tarte's Frenemy. They're not identical, but they are close. So I'm just showing you that it doesn't necessarily have to be the Too Faced one that I buy, again, the shade Drop Dead Red, but something that's close to it because I do like that shade of red. So that shade of red falls in to my top. Here's Frenemy. So as you can see, and I told you before that when you try to fan Frenemy out, there are some patchiness issues that can occur. You kind of have to play with it a bit, which is why I'm not saying that I would get Frenemy over Drop Dead Red. I put Drop Dead Red in this category specifically because I wanted to show you a red that does not have application issues. When you put it on, it's just like Boss Lady in the sense that it feels light on the lips. I don't feel any tugging or tightness, but it dries to a matte. Very comfortable wear. The transfer is very similar to that of what I spoke to you about when I spoke about Boss Lady in the makeup I said, yeah, the makeup show haul, so that it does have a little give. Even though I put the drying time down there for this particular lip color, still, as I'm just moving around, if I were to do something and it's long over the time that I posted below, I mean, it's faint for you to see, but you may not be able to see it, but there is a little shading there. So just speaking of that, you know, there's a little bit of give for this one and both Boss Lady, but these are my top 3 red shades. These two in particular, Boss Lady and Cherry Blossom from Colored Rain, I will be buying when I'm finished with these tubes. These exact ones again. So I will get Cherry Blossom again. I can't find a red to beat it. I will get Boss Lady again because it's very close to Cherry Blossom, but it's also its own kind of unique thing, and I love the feeling of it, so I will get that one again. When it comes to Drop Dead Red, again, because the lines are not, you know, plumped up and filled in, and not that I'm looking for a lip plumper, but if you could get something to smooth the lines of your lips, that would be nice. But since it didn't necessarily do that, for the fact that I like how it feels, I would certainly get that one again because this shade I love as a red. However, I just want you to be aware that there are other shades that are similar. So if you find a formula that's comfortable for you and still gives you that shade, if that's what you're looking for, as you can see, it is deeper there, but also no patchiness here, where you have patchiness here with Frenemy. So the shade can be replicated, but the formula, not necessarily, because as you see with Frenemy, other shades or other formulas may be patchy when it comes to the darker colors, especially even darker reds too, as well as berries and purples and some other shades too. But for this particular one, the formula is beautiful, and that's why this one made the list, both for shade and the formula. But the shade can be duplicated. I don't know that you can duplicate the formula. So this one, when it's done, what will I do? We'll see. I don't know, but this shade I like again, and I would want to have in my collection again. But these two again are repurchases for me. And so let me just do a quick little thing to end this off. If we're talking about the one with the greatest staying power, I would go with Cherry Blossom. So as you're drinking water and things, I've still found it to be on my lips. Really, really nice. Not to say that these two disappear. This one disappears in the fastest amount of time for me, but it's still really good and better than most. Boss Lady reminds me of the ColourPop lip satins in the sense that there is transfer, yet it's still on your lips. So this one does a really great job as well. But staying power, I would say this one. Lowest price, definitely this one. Vegan and like a healthy formula, that's between these two, because I do believe Colored Rain is vegan as well. So that's these two, and paraben free. Not that Too Faced has parabens, it does not, but just a vegan, if you're into cruelty free formulas, that would be these two. I don't know if Too Faced necessarily says that they're cruelty free. If you know about that, you can put that down below, or maybe I'll put an annotation somewhere, but I don't recall seeing that for them. But these two, yes. Again, price, this is the least expensive at $11.90, but you'll see the prices all down below. Staying power is this one. This is just its own unique red that I like. So these are my top 3 reds of all time, and I am so eager to know what are your top 3 reds or top reds period. If you're interested in me kind of continuing this series, because I do have like my top moisturizing brands, I have my top like browns and other ones, so let me know what shades you're interested in seeing. I'll certainly do that, but I just want to get the reds out first because I really do like these reds in particular. So there we go. I just want to also say I do have some lighter shade reds, because I know some people may not like the deep blue base reds. I do have lighter reds, but for me, wearing them on myself, those are not necessarily my favorite reds, and they're not reds that I would repurchase. And I wouldn't repurchase Riri Woo or Ruby Woo because, again, Cherry Blossom, Boss Lady, those knock it out of the park. So I would go with these two before I would go with those ever again. And of my lighter shade reds, if you're interested in seeing that, I can certainly do that video, because I do have some lighter shade reds that are nice, but because they're not my favorite on me, I wouldn't necessarily repurchase them, but I can show you my lighter shade reds that I think are great too. So let me know what reds you're wearing. I hope to see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.